Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. Today we're going to be rating your GW1 drafts live. So if you guys want to have your teams read on stream, click the link in the chat and respond to our tweet on Twitter. For the meantime though, we will be going through our team, discussing our 15-man squad, and just answering your guys' questions before we get into the rating drafts. Also, I thought this would be useful as well, as looking at our team was to be going through all the teams in the Premier League's pre-season and discussing how each of the players have gone so far in pre-season and some ones to look out for that have been in good touch. Glenn, good morning. Welcome. Good to have you in the stream, bro.
Good evening.
Alright, so here is our current team. There's the full 15-man squad. We'll go through the starting 11 as well. But for now, this is how it remains. Ellery Belcom is one of the changes we made. He's our sub-keeper just because I think it's important to have the low ownership sub-keepers, because often a lot of newer managers to FPL are going to sub out their 4.0 keepers when they don't play. Like transfer them out of their team, and that's going to see a decrease in their price, especially like Sam Greenwood at 4.5 million with nearly 30% ownership. I'll just double check that. Yeah, 30% ownership nearly. He's most likely not going to play, so his price is probably going to go down to 4.4 or 4.3 when a bunch of managers transfer him out. So that'd just be something I'd look out for. And that is why actually we've gone for Force as our 4.5. He played second most minutes out of any 4.5 forward last season and only has a 1.9% ownership. So if a couple of managers move him out, I doubt his price will go down. So just something to look out for. If you've got those bench players, the 4.5 or 4.0 players, it's key to not go for players with a ginormous ownership, because their price could go down with managers transfer them out. Otherwise, Belcom comes in goals at 4.0. I think he'll be taking over a fairly good defence if David Raya doesn't play. Brentford's defence did impress early in the first season in the Premier League, so I'm hoping that he can, if he takes the reins, he can record a clean sheet for me or whatever. But not too much to worry about there as the 4.0 keeper. Mendy stays at 5. Otherwise, the defence is currently the same. I was thinking about going Nico Williams in for Tomiyasu, because looking at this team, the 4 starting defenders are likely to be Chilwell, Trent, Cancelo and Doherty every week. And then Tomiyasu can come off the bench to capitalise on the Arsenal defence. But I could go for Nico Williams at 4.0 to throw out the extra 0.5. We'll have to see how we go there. Otherwise, midfield remains untouched. Salah, Mahrez, Martinelli and Neto, they're going to be my 4 starters. And Andreas Pereira at 4.5 as their playing player on the bench. And then the forwards currently are Jesus and Kane. We've opted not to go with Haaland. Kane's actually had a very good pre-season as well, and we'll touch on that. Him and Son have been immense for Spurs in their first couple of games. So I'm really liking Kane's touch coming into the season. So yeah, looking at the 15-man squad, let's now narrow it down to the starting 11. This is how it currently stands. Salah's on the captaincy, no surprise there. Kane's on vice-captain, but actually could be a decent captaincy option. I've seen a couple of people whack the captaincy armband on him. Southampton at home's a nice fixture, to be fair. So we'll have to see. Well, especially with his good form. I mean, Southampton at home, it's a nice one to get the goals flowing. Looking at the tweet, decent amount of replies. I believe we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams to go through so far. If you guys, once again, if you guys want your team rated on stream, then just respond. We'll click on the link from our comment in the chat and drop your team on Twitter. We'll check it out. But as we promised, yeah, I'll just show you or talk through some of the players that have been doing very well in pre-season. I'll just pull it up here. The ones to look out for, as I touched on, Son and Kane have been very good so far. The Spurs have played 2 pre-season matches. Son has 2 goals and an assist. Kane has 3 goals and an assist in just 2 games across their pre-season, which is very impressive. So I do think those are the two to look out for from Tottenham. Otherwise, Bruno Guimaraes got himself a goal and an assist in his most recent game. He's another fairly high-end player that's performing. Gabriel Jesus has got himself 3 goals in 2 starts. Martinelli's picked himself up a couple of assists in 2 games as well. Danny Ings scored a couple of goals for Villa in pre-season. Otherwise, Brentford, Undav, I know a couple of people have Undav. He got himself a goal in his first game for Brighton, and also Maupay netted twice in that game as well. Mason Mount scored for Chelsea, which was good to see. Reece James got an own goal, which is a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. Liverpool, Crystal Palace, that was Henderson and Salah. Trent actually assisted Salah. They literally got subbed on, and within about 5 to 10 minutes, they combined already. Trent looked so attacking, made a lot of attacking runs. So that was good. Solanke scored for Bournemouth. For those that are looking at Solanke, he was able to get himself a goal. In other news, for Manchester United, actually, Rashford got himself a goal. Martial got himself a goal. Sancho looked very impressive despite not scoring a goal. I was very happy with him. As did Bruno Fernandes, looked very solid actually. Played a couple of nice balls in behind. Had some good attacking positioning. Forest, nothing much happened there. Southampton, nothing much happened. Tottenham have touched on. West Ham, Vlasic got a goal. Otherwise, nothing much in the way of Bowen. For Wolves, Pedro Neto got himself a goal. Adama Traore is also back at Wolves. He got himself a goal. So a couple there to look out for. But yeah, the main ones, I think, Son, Kane, Bruno Guimaraes, Jesus. 4 players that are looking very solid in pre-season that a lot of managers are taking a look at. So those are ones I'll be looking out for. Just checking back onto our tweet now. Let's have a look. Yeah, alright. I reckon we got enough replies to head over to the Twitter and rate some teams. Alright. First team is engined by FPL running pharmacist. The 9,999th draft. Fair enough. Everyone feels like that. Edison in goals. He's been a very popular pick. I'm not going to lie. I've seen a lot of teams with Edison in goals. I believe actually on our last rating drafts video, 3 out of the 5 teams had Edison in goals. Fayed. Hello mate, welcome to the chat. How you doing? Defenders. I like this defense. Trent, Cash, Chilwell and Cancelo. Obviously we've got Chilwell in our team as well, if you saw before. I do like him. He actually played a star. I saw a star. It was the longest amount of minutes he's played in a row since his injury. Yesterday morning. Or yesterday evening, should I say. So that was good to see for him. Cancelo, obviously a great pick. Double up on the Man City defense. Edison only got like 3 save bonus points all season last year. But he's going to get those clean sheets. Cash has got a good first 3 fixtures. But after that, they do drop away a little bit. So I guess if you just wanted to start him for the first 3, then you can always rotate him around the team. That'll be working out fine. 5 starting midfielders in a 4-5-1. Salah, obviously he's in good touch, scored a goal in pre-season. Of course, he's always a great option. Mason Mount, he was another one that scored for Chelsea in their pre-season game, which is good to see for him. Rashford I do like as well at 6.5. I would be expecting him to start. Also, Fantasy Football Fix just released their predicted lineups for the new season, so I will be referring to those throughout the stream and throughout upcoming streams and videos and whatever. If you want a player percentage chance of starting, how to look at, just leave a comment in the chat, and I'll go over them in Fix. So at this current stage, Fix have actually only got Rashford at a 10% chance to start. Interesting to see. They think Alanga's going to be starting. They're predicting the United front 3 to be Alanga, Ronaldo, Sancho. That's interesting. We'll have to see though. I think Rashford will be challenging Elanga for a spot. I do think Ronaldo and Sancho will definitely be in that front three. But I would be assuming, Fix obviously think otherwise, but I would be assuming Rashford would start over Elanga. And he's made a good start to pre-season as well, so I do like him. Pedro Neto at 5.5. He got himself a goal in pre-season as well for Wolves. And he's good value. I think Fix also had him to be in the Wolves starting lineup. Obviously, they have Adama back on the wing. They've got Potence on the wing as well. And Huang also, they've got to find space for him potentially. But Neto currently a 64% chance to start. So obviously, there's a bit of competition for those wing spots at Wolves. But they do like him to start. And I think, being a Wolves fan, I think he will start as well. He's definitely in our best 11. And he's gone similar to me as well, Kane up top instead of Haaland. Good pick. Been in good form. And I think he's a nice differential. His ownership's very low, 15% I believe at the moment. Around that mark. FPL, Rubber Ducky, welcome. Glyn says, I've gone for Kane over Son. Only worries getting to either Kane or Haaland with Tony and Jesus coming up front. Yeah, that's another thing to look out for. I think that also makes Kane slightly more appealing to Son, is that he's easy. You can just easily go to Haaland as well. No Salah the way to go. My draft was solid. Okay, fair enough. And the bench, Solanke on the bench as well, Nico Williams there. Very strong bench, having that player of Solanke there. Interesting one, because I think it's important to prioritise the starting 11, especially with essentially the extra wild card this season. But overall, it's a solid team. I'm going to give that 7.5 out of 10. Let's go to the next one, Chewy FPL. He's gone with Mendy in goal, same as us. Trent, Cancelo, Chilwell, Trippier. Very solid defense. Also, for people just joining the stream, if you want the team rated on the stream, click on the link that we've chucked in the chat. And head over to the Twitter. Yeah, I like the defense. Trippier is interesting because, yes, he offers good attacking potential. And I know Newcastle have a good first two. Let me just double check their first five. I think they got the first two. Nottingham Forest and Brighton as their first two. Then Man City, then Wolves, then Liverpool, then Crystal Palace, then West Ham. So a bit iffy after the first two game weeks, but definitely has the potential to make a good start. And that Newcastle team is much improved, to be fair. Salah, Diaz, Neto, Martinelli midfield. Very nice midfield. Can't really say too much wrong with that. I like Martinelli. He's also got an ownership of around 15%. Nothing excessive, but I think he's a nice pick. And Diaz, as we've touched on, Neto, as we touched on, looks to be a nice value option. And then, the Liverpool triple up, Salah, Diaz, and Alexander-Arnold. And then the very popular forward combination, Haaland and Jesus. Fairly template team, I would say, outside of Chilwell. He's got obviously lower ownership than his counterpart of Reece James. The bench, Henry, Andreas, and Zalap. So, you got two playing players there of Henry and Andreas Pereira. So, that's nice. Overall, very solid team. I'll probably give it 8 out of 10 this team. It's a very solid, well-rounded team. Fairly template, but I should get the job done. I like it. Alright, next one. This is sent in by Cousin J. Alright, fair play. He's got Mendy in goals as well. And this is a double up that I really like. Alexander-Arnold and Robertson. I've been thinking about doing this for our team as well. Because, Liverpool's clean sheets were insane last season. And Robertson's got very good attacking potential as well. So I do like those two in defence especially. And then Chilwell for Chelsea, of course. Laporte for Man City, I guess. He's had to spend a little bit less on that Man City defence after going for Robertson there as well. Probably couldn't afford Cancelo, but Laporte's going to be getting plenty of starting minutes as well. And he actually was able to get himself a couple of attacking returns. He was pretty handy last season. Got himself a couple of goals and a couple of assists there. Tomiyasu starting in a 5-defender formation. 3 midfielders, Salah, Saka, Neto. Very nice. Saka got himself a goal in pre-season as well in his most recent game, which is good to see. We've touched on Salah and Neto before, both fairly good options. And then Haaland Jesus is the forward combination. Very popular forward combination at the moment, Haaland Jesus. I actually think Jesus' ownership is nearly as high as Mo Salah's. What's his at? 57.4. Salah 58.2. 0.8% difference between the two. That's mental. That is crazy, yeah. So Jesus is an extremely popular pick right now. On the bench, De Silva, Andreas, and Taylor. I would assume Andreas would be the main starting player there. I would check Brentford's team to see if they've got De Silva in their predicted starting 11. At this current stage, they don't. They've only got him at an 8% chance to start. Interesting. They've got the midfield threes, Norgard, Janelt, and Jensen. So, I mean, other 4.5s are out there as well. Callbacks there. On that note, actually, let's just see, because Colback could have his chance of starting slightly reduced because they signed 2 fullbacks, Forest. And Colback did rotate there a bit last season. They've actually got him at 100% chance to start right now. So they've got the confidence in him. Interesting. Anyway, I like this draft. Slightly less flexible with 3 starting midfielders. Just because if you want that fourth, it's a 4.5 player on the bench. It's probably a 4 million upgrade there. Sahil, I send mine, please check. Okay, we'll do. We'll get through them. Josh, I currently have Mount in as 8 million midfielder choice, but my only concern is that he might not keep up the XGI if he's playing midfield instead of front 3. Yeah, that's true, but he's always been like that. Like, he wasn't playing as a forward last season, and he was able to record fairly good stats. I'll just pull up Chelsea's predicted lineup now. They've been playing as a cam. It's interesting. I wonder what Chelsea's formation is going to be like. Obviously with Sterling, it's going to change. And they've got Gallagher in there as well. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Chelsea set up. It's kind of difficult to tell right now, but yeah, we'll have to see. Obviously Mount's going to be playing an attacking role regardless, so I think he's not a bad pick either. Had some decent underlying stats as well last season. John, I have Havertz over Jesus. Thoughts? It's a risky pick because Jesus' ownership is so high. Fix assume Havertz will be the starting forward for Chelsea. Actually, 88% chance of starting in a striker role. I mean, he should be getting lots of service. Sterling can be a bit selfish at times, but otherwise, I would expect Havertz to be decent. 3rd season in the Prem now. But it's very risky going over Jesus with Havertz. He's not the most clinical player going around, so I respect the risk, but personally, I like Jesus, especially with his preseason form. But yeah, otherwise, for this team, I'm giving this a 7.5 out of 10. Loses points for the flexibility with 3 starting midfielders, but otherwise, a fairly strong defense. This one's sent in by Fayad. Let's check it out. Mendy in goals. Trent, Laporte, Chilwell, Nico Williams starting. The first draft that we review with a starting 4.0 player. I'm assuming the forwards and midfielders are pretty stacked. As we've touched on, Laporte's a nice little budget. Budget compared to Cancelo and the Man City defence. Chilwell's a nice pick, good differential compared to Reece James, and Nico Williams definitely going to be starting at 4.0 for Forest, which is nice to see. Salah, Diaz, Foden, Neto. So yeah, as I said, a fairly strong midfield. 2 8.0 players there in Diaz and Foden. Foden and Mahrez are 2 for Man City that I really, really like. They should be getting, if they can get starts, they're going to be getting plenty of points because Foden and Mahrez, their per 90 stats are very impressive. I mean, currently, Fix have got Foden as a 46% chance to start. It's whether he starts over Grealish and left wing for me. We'll have to see who Man City opt with. We've personally gone with Mahrez in our team. Fix have got him at a 94% chance to start. Mahrez, as of right now, in the right wing position, he has 0 competition there. Because they've lost their 2 right wingers, Man City and Jesus and Sterling. So that's why we've gone with Mahrez. But Foden as well is nearly as good as Mahrez when he plays. Otherwise, yeah, I do like the pick. Kane and Jesus as the forwards. Same actually starting forward combination as we have in our team. Kane obviously made an excellent start to pre-season. 3 goals and 1 assist in his first 2 games. Looks to be solid. Jesus has made a great start to pre-season. Looking at the bench, it's also a fairly strong bench with Tomiyasu and Andreas Pereira there. I really like this bench. It's similar to ours, just having that Tomiyasu there. You've got a very good defence on the bench that you can rely on if someone's not got a good fixture or they're out injured or whatever. You've got a great player coming on. Otherwise, yeah, I think this is a very solid team. I'd probably give us an 8 out of 10. He's gone with Nico Williams starting over Tomiyasu. If I was picking your starting game week 1 team, I'd probably go Tomiyasu over Williams and drop Williams to the bench. But otherwise, fairly solid. Glenn, here we go. Bit of activity in the chat from this man, so let's check out his team. FPL Glenn 1970. Mendy in goals, nice pick. Perisic, actually the first draft we've reviewed today with Perisic in the team. What's his ownership sitting at now? Because I've seen a couple of people switch to Doherty. I've seen a couple of people not go that starting Spurs defender. Still a 41% ownership for Perisic. But the first draft today we've been reviewing with him in. Reece James there, Cancelo there, and Alexander-Arnold there. I believe they are all the 4 of the highest owned defenders. Yes, they are. Trent 55%, Cancelo 45%, Reece James 43%, Perisic 41%. So fairly template defense with a template goalkeeper as well. The most popular goalkeeper in FPL right now, Mendy. The midfield, Salah and Son as the midfielders. I do like this. The first draft as well with Son in it for the day. It's gutsy going no Kane and Haaland. Obviously, it's a bit more difficult to go to Kane or Haaland now with those 2 premium midfielders. But I respect it. Son's a great pick. He's made a good start. 2 goals and 1 assist in pre-season in 2 games. So yes, very solid there. Neto and Bruno Guimaraes. Guimaraes actually got himself a goal and an assist in his most recent pre-season game. He's also looking very solid. Jesus there in the 4-9. Nice pick. And Tony there as well. One with very good underlying stats for a forward. Actually last season, 12 goals and had a decent XG, I believe, across the season. One of the highest for forwards across the whole season. And Bradford have some decent fixtures to start. Leicester's defence was not the greatest last year. It's not a bad pick. Nico Williams and Andreas Pereira. So you got the 2 playing players on the bench. I do like it. I mean, overall, I give this team an 8 to an 8.5. It's a very solid team. I do like it. I appreciate the risk going Son as the second premium instead of Kane or Haaland. Nice team. Alright, check out more replies. Someone sent in by Derek. He was actually one of the first people to respond, to be fair to him. Mendy, Doherty, Cancelo, Reece James, and Trent. Very solid defence. He's gone Doherty over Perisic. I do like the call. I think Doherty should be starting for Tottenham. I'll actually double check Tottenham's predicted team. Doherty's got a 97% chance to start, which is good to see actually. So in that right back role, Tanganga 18% chance and Emerson 2% chance. So yeah, Doherty's going to be a nice pick if he starts. Salah, Martinelli, Kulusevski, Rashford. The first draft we've gone through today with Kulusevski in the midfield. He's also predicted to be starting for Spurs, 94% chance. He was excellent when he joined Spurs last season. Definitely one that has been overlooked by a few managers at 8 million. Same price as the likes of Saka, Mahrez, Foden. So at the same price, maybe managers are overlooking Kulusevski. Could be a good way to get into that Spurs team if you don't want to have Son in the midfield. Save 4 million there. Rashford, nice pick as well. Got himself a goal in pre-season. Hopefully is starting for Manchester United at 6.5. Tony, we've touched him before. Nice pick at £7 million. Seriously good differential there. And Harry Kane is gone for the Spurs triple up. See that fixes. Bench, Nico Williams, Andreas Pereira, and Delap. Similar bench to the last one. Very solid team. I do like it. I give it an 8 out of 10 as well. Solid draft. Alright. Alan Miller. Let's check it out. Starting 11. Mendy in goals. Cancelo, Doherty, Reece James, Diaz. Interesting. No no Liverpool defenders. Double up on Man City. That's a gutsy call, my man. Trent, 55% ownership. No Trent in there. I respect it, though. Diaz and Cancelo both should be getting starting minutes for Man City. Had a very high clean sheet count last season. So I can see the appeal there. Double Man City, double Chelsea defence. Doherty's in there as well. We've touched on him in various videos. We do like him as a pick. This man likes the differentials in the captaincy pick as well. Kane over Salah. Ramsey's there in the midfield. Diaz there. Sinistera. He actually looks solid for Leeds in their pre-season game. Definitely another gutsy call going with him in the starting 11. Obviously not much experience in the Premier League, but I got to respect the differentials. Kane and Jesus, same forwards as us. Bench, Williams, Andreas Pereira, and Undav. Actually very strong bench. Potentially 3 starting players on the bench. So got to give some points for that. I give his team probably a 7 to 7.5 out of 10. I think I'd probably go for a starting Liverpool defender just to tick that defence off. Otherwise, not a bad side. Alright, this one's sent in by FPL Sudani. I hope I said that right. He's gone Raya and Olsen as his goalkeepers. Trent, Reece James, Tomiyasu, Cancelo, Robertson. Very premium defence. I believe 4 of the most expensive defenders going around. Let me check. I believe this is possibly the most expensive defense. Yeah, 0.5 off the most expensive defense possible. So he's gone very big at the back. Assuming that starting 4 is going to be Trent, James, Cancelo, Robertson. And Tomiyasu there at 4.5. I like it. Rashford, Salah, Neto, Martinelli in midfield. So a very solid midfield. I like the budget options. Rashford, Neto, and Martinelli. All should provide fairly decent points per million this season. Very cheap picks there. Freya's up the money to allow you to afford that nice defence. And he's still been able to slot in Haaland and Jesus in the forward line. So very, very good team actually. You can even rock a 4-4-2 with this team with Tomiyasu on the bench. It's a very solid side. I'd probably give this an 8 to an 8.5. I do like this team. He saved money on avoiding that £8 million midfielder, freed up that extra 1.5 going for Rashford and Martinelli and Neto in a lot of teams. So I do like it. Very solid. I've seen a comment by Ayman, Perisic not playing. Why is that? He didn't travel with the team to pre-season, I don't believe, in Korea. This one, that's another difficult name. I'm not gonna try and say that. Ilmari. He's got Melier in goals. Alexander-Arnold, Reece James, Cash, and Tomiyasu as the 4 starting defenders. Fairly solid defense. Cash has got a good first 3 fixtures. Tomiyasu's nice at 4.5 million. Midfield, Mason Mount, Diaz, Salah, and Mahrez. Very premium midfield. The cheapest midfielder at £8 million there. Very interesting. I like it. It's a strong team in the middle of the park. And the forwards, I'm not sure how to say this new man's name. Awani. Jesus, that is tough. And then Haaland as well as the second forward. I like this team. Very strong midfield. And the bench, Neto, Nico Williams, and Archer. So, yeah, very strong bench as well, actually. Yeah, you could even go Neto starting over Tomiyasu for the first week of the season. So, yeah, I like this team. I'd probably give this team a 7.5 out of 10. I like it. And I believe... I'll just go through some comments in the chat. Do you like Zinchenko as an FPL option for Arsenal? Yeah, I saw there's heavily linked to him for 30 mil. Potentially a good pick, whether he's going to be starting over Kieran Tierney or not. We'll have to see. But if he goes to Arsenal there, I'd be tempted by him if he's giving those starting minutes. I'd probably assume he'd be 5.0 at this point. CWU, I'm one of them guys going without Salah, taking a risk. A couple of people now, I believe that's the second team we've heard during the stream without Salah. Let us know if you're going with Salah, locked in, no questions, or you're playing the risky, going for the Son combination, or Son or Sterling in midfield is the premium there. I've seen a couple of teams with Sterling as well. I'd be interested to see how he gets on. Thanks for the feedback. You're alright, little defense coverage. All good, bro. Well, let's check this out. Jack Zinchenko could play midfield 2, plays very well for Ukraine in midfield role. Yeah, we'll have to see how he slots in for Arsenal. I mean, their midfield's fairly strong at this current stage. We should refresh the Twitter, see any more teams come through. Yeah, we've got a couple more here to feature as well. Yeah, if Zinchenko, I mean, he's probably going to be listed as a defender, so if he plays in midfield, it could be a bit of a Johnny Lundstrom kind of situation there. I'd expect him to be a 5.0. Well, what's his... Actually, I'll just check what his price is now, because he's already priced. Yeah, he's 5.0, so he's probably going to be a 5.0 defender for Arsenal. If I could guess his position, it'd probably be left back, though. Alright, look at some more teams now. FPL, boom, TH. 3 premium, squad value, 100 million. Thank you for that. De Gea in goals. First time we've seen De Gea feature. I believe he's 5.0 as well. Same price as Mendy. I'll just double check. Yes, he is. Okay. Interesting pick. What are Manchester United's fixtures like? I know they've got a mixed bag. Brighton and Brentford is their first 2. Nice start. Liverpool at home's tricky. Southampton away is nice. Then Leicester away. So yeah, mixed bag of fixtures for Manchester United. De Gea made a fair few saves. 127 saves last season. Picked up 7 save bonus. So double the likes of Edison and Mendy. Interesting. Defense, Alexander-Arnold Romero. First time I've actually seen Romero in any draft at all season. He's obviously a Philly nailed starter for Tottenham 5.0. I guess, yeah, the man's just wanted to go for that nailed on Spurs defender. Maybe a bit of risk with Doherty and Perisic as the fullback, so lock in that starting centre back. I like the thinking. Cancelo there as well. Fairly nice pick. I think a lot of people are going to be going Cancelo anyway. And Trippier, we've gone over him. Decent attacking potential and a much improved defence for Newcastle this year. Good first 2 fixtures, then they take a slight turn. I'm interested to see how Newcastle get on this year. I'm excited with what's in store for them. And he's actually gone for a double up there. Bruno G in midfield. He got himself a goal and an assist in his most recent game in pre-season, as we've touched on. Leon Bailey there for Aston Villa. I'll just check. I'll look at Aston Villa's team. They're predicted starting 11. Whether Leon Bailey currently features there. Doesn't look like at the moment. It looks to be, yeah. I mean, Fix actually have the predicted team to be a 4-4-2 for Aston Villa, with Ings and Watkins featuring as the strikers, and Buendia and Coutinho as the wide men. So, interesting predictions from Fix. We'll have to see how they pan out. But of course, there's other alternatives in that Villa team. Martinelli there's nice, and a very premium side, Kane and Haaland. He's touched on, he's gone for the triple premiums. And I guess, yeah, you do see why he's gone to that Romero option to free up the money in defence. I like it. The first triple premium draft we've reviewed all day, and it's a solid team. How good's the bench? And he's got the 4.5 playing defender. Is this man a Manchester United fan? Yes, he is. I was going to say. Double up on the Manchester United defence. Andreas Pereira there as well. So, fairly well-rounded team. How much is Leon Bailey, actually? Because that is a very, very nice team. 5.0. Okay, that's nice. Yeah. I mean, if Bailey starts at 5.0, solid. Very nice. I mean, for the first triple premium draft of the day, we'll give it an 8 out of 10. Bit of something different. Can't say no to that. FPL running pharmacists we've reviewed. Chewy we've reviewed. Manji, did we go over? I actually don't believe we've gone over this man's draft. Melier in goals. Differential. Made a lot of saves last season, Melier, but I'm a bit concerned with the Leeds defence this year, I'm not going to lie. I think Leeds could potentially get relegated this season. They've lost Rafinha and Phillips, who are very important to their side. So it's going to be difficult for Leeds to have those clean sheets. Like, how they have last season? 5 clean sheets last season. I don't really see them beating that necessarily this season. But 143 saves for Melier was more than any other keeper. So he's getting good points from that, I guess. Plus Wolves at home, game week 1. Defence, 5 starting defenders, including Nico Williams there as well. Cancelo, Trent, Reece James, 3 fairly popular picks. Can't really go past them, except if you want to go for Chilwell over Reece James. Cash, slot option, good first 3 fixtures, good attacking potential. Was getting very far forward. I was watching his pre-season game today against Leeds. Him and Luca Dean were getting fairly far up the pitch. So I like that for them. Salah, Martinelli, Neto as the 3 midfielders, and Haaland and Kane. Actually, this is another triple premium draft, so very, very solid triple premium draft there as well. I do like it. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. What's the bench looking like? Does the bench show McTominay, Andreas Pereira, and Taylor? How much is McTominay, by the way? 5.0. I mean, you could probably go for a 4.5 instead of McTominay. Fair at the 0.5. Maybe upgrade Nico Williams in the starting defence. Potentially an idea. However, we review this team from that's a tough name to say, I'm not going to lie. Let's check it out. Mendy in goals. He seems to be a popular pick so far. Reece James, Trent, Perisic, James Justin, and Tomiyasu. First time I've seen James Justin. It was literally just a scout article put out about him an hour ago or so. Not a bad option. Leicester's fixtures are a mixed bag. Brentford at home's nice. Southampton at home's nice, as 2 out of their first 5. Otherwise, Arsenal, Chelsea, and Manchester United are the other 3. So I guess potentially a rotating defender. 4.5 million. He was very solid in the 2020/21 season. 2 goals and 2 assists in just 2,000 minutes. So yeah, I remember he was a very popular pick 2 seasons ago. So if he can recapture that sort of form, I do see him as a nice pick. Tomiyasu at 4.5. Nice choice. Liverpool triple up with Salah, Diaz, and Alexander-Arnold. Fairly solid, can't go wrong with that. Haaland and Kane there as well. Neto in the midfield. So what's that? 3 triple premium drafts in a row, and I do like all of them. Triple premiums, honestly, more on this year than most other years, just with how cheap some of the other good FPL options that are starting this year, such as Neto and the likes of Tomiyasu at 4.5 as well in the defence. They free up a lot of money. So I think triple premium is probably more on this season than any other season. Andreas Pereira, probably the only playing bench player, I'd say. So it's a solid draft. I do like it. Andreas Pereira is the only playing bench player, as we touched on. So this would probably be the starting 11 most weeks. Not a bad side. I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. See if we can find any other teams. Is that gonna work? No. Alright, Dom. What have you got? Melier in goals. Second time Melier has featured in goals. Trent, Perisic, Chilwell, Robertson. Very premium defence. I do like it. Trent and Robertson, as we touched on, very solid combination. I was looking at that for our team as well, with the double Liverpool defence, the 2 fullbacks there. Could be on. They've got excellent fixtures to start the year. Robertson was only outscored by Cancelo by 10 points, I think it was last season. He was very close to matching Cancelo for points. The defence, 15 points off Cancelo last season, and he played 700 less minutes, only 15 less points. Interesting. That's food for thought for a lot of managers, I guess. Maybe Robertson's the better alternative to Cancelo. We'll have to see. Neto, Diaz, Mahrez in midfield. No Salah. Very risky from this man. I do like Mahrez there. He's in our team currently. Very nice differential. Almost nailed to play. Excellent per 90 stats. Luis Diaz, also a nice pick at 8.5. And Neto seems to be in a lot of teams. Just 5.5 million. Haaland, Jesus, Kane. 3 starting forwards. Very, very strong forward line. It's the first time I've seen no Salah and 2 premium forwards. I'll have to see how that goes. He has ticked off a Liverpool attack with Diaz, to be fair. But I got to appreciate the risky team. Bit something different, good to see. And then the Silva and Andreas Pereira as the bench defenders. So really, Andreas Pereira is the only super duper nailed one there. Maybe Patterson could get some minutes. We touched on him in the cheapest potential starting players video. Whether he takes some minutes off Seamus Common will be interesting to see. But I do like this team. I'll probably give it a 7.5 out of 10. I got to respect the riskiness. Going no Salah and 3 starting forwards, 2 premium forwards. This team I don't believe we've touched on. Yeah, we haven't touched on it. David Raya in goals at 4.5 is nice. He's probably the best 4.5 option in my eyes. Let me know, guys, if you guys like any other 4.5 picks. Just reading some comments. Desmond, someone said Kane always has a slow start to every season. Well, if pre-season's anything to go by, he's made a decent start. Whether he can carry it over into the Prem, I mean, he's got the fixtures to do it. Southampton at home in the first week is very good. So we'll have to see. Coleman's injured currently. Desmond Skimmer, I'll try and go back to it, sorry. Sanchez for Brighton, yep. He's another popular pick. Actually, I was reading Brighton's preseason recount. Sanchez made like a mistake to lead to a goal actually in their game. He like slipped over or something and the defender, their forward just dribbled around him. It's kind of funny, but yeah, he's also a nice one at 4.5.
Just getting Twitter notification too. I feel like 20 followers time. So what do you think of them? Well, like 70 followers. This is all whilst I've just been going, look. Well, just something like 1, 2, 3, 4. What a go.
Otherwise, midfield looking nice. Martinelli, Mount Salah, Neto, solid. Jesus, Haaland, very well-rounded team. Good 4-4-2 formation. I like the Trent Robertson combinations we've touched on. He's still got that Man City defence in there with Diaz. And the Chelsea defence with Reece James. Solid team. I give this one at least an 8 out of 10, if not an 8.5. I do like it. And good staying bench players, Nicky Williams and Andreas Pereira. Alright, let's reload that. Let's check if anything else has come up. Guppy FPL, this man, we reviewed his team on a video as well. And he got his team in again. Fair play to him. Team Dragon Game, my team is new. Yeah, we'll try and get to as many teams as possible. Yep, alright. Well, Guppy Fish, second time for filling the team. Zinchenko's coming. I'm guessing he's assuming he's going to go to Arsenal. So he's ticked off that Arsenal defence. Nice to see. Sanchez in goals. He was the other 4.5 we were discussing. Cancelo, Trent, Shaw, Zinchenko, Reece James. Very, very, very strong defence. Extremely strong defence. Got to respect it. Martinelli, Luis Diaz, Salah in midfield. Haaland, Jesus up top. Solid. I give this team at least 8 out of 10. Bench De Silva, Andreas Pereira, and Archer. Not a bad side. Not a bad side. Alright, FPL American. This team, Ramsdale. First time I've seen Ramsdale in goals today. I was thinking about him before for our team, actually, whether, because we've got Tomiyasu, maybe we drop Tomiyasu down to a 4.0. Switch up Mendy to Ramsdale. Scored similar points last season. Otherwise, triple up of Liverpool, but with no Salah. Trent, Robertson, Diaz is his triple up. Cancelo and Reece James Nesso, very, very, very strong defence. And yeah, as we've touched on, that is the most expensive defence you can have in FPL. Minus 0.5 million, so yeah, $500,000 off the most expensive possible defence. Saka, Diaz, Sancho, Grealish, so a very strong midfield as well. Every player at least 7 million. And we'll have to see. Fix have got Grealish as predicted to have a 56% chance to start, so actually preferred over Foden by Fix right now. And Jesus and Kane is a very strong front too. I like the team. It's risky going no Salah, but the rest of the team is very, very strong. Just the one premium. Actually, the first draft I've reviewed with just one premium option. What's the bench like? Typical bench, Williams, Andreas, Pereira, and Greenwood. I like this team. It's probably one of the best teams you can go for outside of not having Salah, just the one premium. We've reviewed that. Interesting. Obviously, we're just trying to refresh to see if anything else is coming out. If we go down, check down the bottom. Done this man, done this man. Here we are. I think with this guy, this guy left a comment in the thing saying we skipped his team. Anyway, another draft with James Justin, Trent's there, Tomiyasu's there, Perisic is there. So no Man City defenders in this draft. Very risky business from this manager, Christopher Booth. You're a risky man, but you got to respect a bit of differential in the defence. James Justin features there. Nice fixtures: Brentford at home and Southampton at home. As 2 out of his first 5, so 1 for potential rotation, and he's got Dunk there as well. So I assume he'd be rotating those 4.5s. We actually touched on one of the best defensive rotations for the first 5 was Leicester and Brighton. Their fixtures do rotate very well, so I see what he's doing there. Very smart. No Salah, but it is triple premium. Son, Kane, Haaland. It's the first time I've seen those 3 guys as the triple premium as well. So lots of firsts in these drafts. I do like the team. 3 starting forwards offers good flexibility. Jesus is there as well. And you've got Son in there, so you can easily go to Salah, just downgrade a player by Moon, and Son up to Salah. I like the team. Risky going with no Salah. He's actually gone with no Liverpool attackers either. So I guess you're just praying that the Liverpool attack doesn't go too crazy, because obviously Diaz is a popular pick as well. CDB YouTube. Okay, so that's you. Alright, fair play. I like this team. As far as teams without Salah go and triple premiums, it's fairly solid. Alright, we have not gone through this one yet. I guess we'll go through this one. It's kind of tough to see. I don't know if that's going to be okay on stream, if it's glitchy or not. Check it out. Okay, that's not the worst actually. Alright, Rayo and goals is nice. Probably my favourite 4.5 goalkeeper, Laporte, Chilwell, Trent, Reece James. He's ticked off the Man City defence with Laporte, which would lead me to believe it's a fairly strong midfield and forward line.
On his first of 5.8. Ready for this shit? Barbarians, Executioner, Royal Pigs, Minenhort, Wizard, Witch, and Rocket.
Salah, Luis Diaz, Neto, and Rashford is the 4 in midfield. Very strong midfield. And Haaland and Jesus, the most popular strike force combination in FPL. I do like it. Tomiyasu and Andreas Pereira, a very strong bench. 2 playing players there. Good flexibility. For example, if Neto doesn't have the best fixture, or if he's getting rotated, which I'd assume would have to happen at some point, just because Wolves have so many wingers. Or Man City rotate the squad. He's got Tomiyasu there on the bench. And I'm not going to try and pronounce the Crystal Palace name there, but actually I've seen a couple of teams with him, and I've seen a bit of pre-season action with him, and he's not bad. We've done this. Alright, Patrick, what have you got for us? He's got West Coast player in the back, I believe. Alright, Nick Pope in goals. First time I've seen Nick Pope at 5.0. Newcastle got a good defence. Nick Pope should have a decent balance of saves to clean sheets, I'd assume. Interesting to see how he goes as far as keeper options go. The defence, very, very strong. Trent, Robertson, Laporte and Chilwell. He's ticked off the Man City defence with Laporte. I probably prefer Laporte to Diaz. I think he's slightly more attacking. Salah, Martinelli, Sancho and Neto in the midfield. Very, very strong midfield. I do like it. And Haaland and Wilson. Callum Wilson, the first time we've seen him in a draft today. I actually don't mind him. His points per game is always very solid. Every season that he plays, it's just that he just doesn't get that many minutes with his injuries. But you just hope across the first 5 he could string together some performances. He's got good fixtures. Forest and Brighton is his first 2. 8 goals last season in just 1,300 minutes. Season before that, 12 goals and 6 assists. He's a nice option, that's for sure. Tomiyasu, Andreas Pereira on the bench, so a solid team all around. I do like it. Obviously, the main thing there is Laporte over Cancelo, throwing that extra million, and he's gone for Wilson there instead of Gabriel Jesus. Differential punt, I respect it. It's going Dino Bino. Go on, then. Mendy in goals, popular pick. Trent, Cancelo, Reece James, Robertson. Very, very solid defence. Double up on Liverpool. Leon Bailey at 5.0 midfield, freeing up a bit of money. Rashford and Sinistera. Second team with Sinistera now. A couple of people have liked him. I'll actually check Leeds' predicted lineup to see if Sinistera features. He may not have been loaded on to fix yet because he's a new signing. Or new up to the first team. Yeah, so at the moment, Fix don't have him on there, but it will be interesting to see what formation Leeds go with as well. The departure of Rafinha on the wing. We'll have to see. Salah there as well, Jesus and Haaland. Very strong team all around. The differentials of Bailey and Sinister are freeing up a bit of money. What's the bench like? Typical bench. Fairly solid team. Can't say much wrong with it. Maybe I go with Neto over the likes of Bailey or Sinistera. That'd be the only thing. But otherwise, I like it. Ishizaki FPL. Go on then. Mendy in goals. 5 starting defenders. 8 Norries there. I think he should be starting for Wolves. I'd assume him and Johnny are going to be the starting fullbacks. That's what I'd guess. Trent, Tomiyasu, Reece James, Cancelo, and Norris we touched on. Very strong defence. Mahrez in midfield, I do like it. He's in our team. I'm a big Mahrez fan. Second best per 90 stats in the Premier League last season, outside of Mohamed Salah. Kane and Jesus in the 4. This is actually a fairly similar team to ours, actually. The midfield 3, we've got 3 of our 4 midfielders, both our starting forwards. I mean, I guess for that reason I have to like this team. Ben Rama's there on the bench. Very strong bench with Ben Rama there. And Andreas Pereira. I guess the only thing with these teams is I'd be looking to spend as much money as I can on the starting 11 rather than having that expensive player on the bench just because you get the extra wild card before World Cup. So I'd probably be going more full send on that starting 11 because you can pull that wild card out. Maybe game week 7, maybe game week 8. Make that active, then rock that team until game week 15, 16 before you get that other wild card in around game week 17, I believe it is, for the World Cup. That'd be the only thing. But otherwise, fairly well-rounded team. I do like it. Stephen, have we gone over your team? I can't remember. Potentially not. I don't think I've seen Ramsdale too many times. Fairly template team, this one. Apart from Ramsdale, he's got Trent, Reece James, Perisic. Justin is a differential there. Salah, Diaz, Bruno Guimaraes, Saka. Fairly template midfield, but it should perform well. He's gone to the double up of Arsenal in attack, Saka and Jesus. And Haaland there in the forward line. I do like a team, very solid. Probably smack it with an 8 out of 10. Fade, we've gone over your team. Righteous 200. Go on then. Mendy goals. Trent, Cancelo, Trippier, Cash. This is also a very popular defence. Let me know if this defense is similar to anyone in the chat, because I feel like I've seen this defense so many times. Trippier and Cash, definitely the most popular 5.0 options. I think they're the most high-end players outside of the big four. Trent, Cancelo, Reece James, Perisic. Okay, Cash 20.6%, Trippier 16%. Yeah, I like them. Salah, Mahrez, Sancho, and Coutinho. I'm not 100% sold on Coutinho at 7 million. I think there's probably better options there. But I respect it. Coutinho is a fun player to watch. And it's good to have in the FPL team for that reason, I guess. Mahrez in the midfield, nice pick. Sancho 7.5, nice pick. And Coutinho, as we've touched on. He's got a good first 3 fixtures. He made a good start to Villa. He kind of dropped off a bit after that. But, second season back in the Prem. Interesting to see how he gets on. Brennan Johnson and Kane. Actually, the first draft I've seen with Brennan Johnson feature there. Harry Kane, Nicky Williams, Andreas Greenwood. That is probably the most popular 3-man bench right now. 0.5 in the bank, this man says. 5 starting defenders again. Neto on the bench as well. He's gone Salah, Kane as his premiums. Trent, Chilwell, Laporte, Perisic, Cash. And I guess he's saving money in the midfield, 3 starting midfielders. Yeah, very strong team once again. As I said before, Neto at 5.5 on the bench. At that point, I'd drop Neto down to a 4.5 and just upgrade Laporte to a Cancelo, or get Neto starting, maybe drop Tony down to a 4.5 or something to try and maximise the strength of that starting 11, just because essentially you can use 2 wildcards from now until game week 17. So I just try and make the starting 11 as strong as possible. But only thing I say, you've got $500,000 in the bank as well, so you've got a bit of flexibility there. But it's a very strong team. I like the differential of Grealish. Same boat as Mahrez and Foden. If he gets 30 minutes, of course he's going to have some decent stats. Second season playing for Man City. Maybe he adjusts a bit better, gets himself more attacking returns. Next up, Aiden Clark. I don't believe we've gone through this man's team. Edison in goals. Very popular option, it seems to be, actually. A lot of drafts we've reviewed have Edison in goals. What's his ownership? He's actually the 4th highest owned keeper, nearly the same as Sanchez. More ownership than Raya. I mean, he's going to get lots of clean sheets. Not too many save bonus. What do you get? 4 save bonus points across the whole of last season, but 20 clean sheets. 20 clean sheets. So you can pretty much just book that man in for 6 points most weeks, which is helpful. And he's also gone for Cancelo as well, so I'd be hoping Man City make a good start. So here I don't trust Neto. So I don't trust Pep. So Neto's a safe option if Grealish doesn't play. Yeah, I see what you mean. There is also potential that Neto does get rotated for Wolves. I'm just saying, being a Wolves fan, I think Neto will get a little bit of rotation, because we've also got Hwang, Podence, Adama on the wing at this current stage. So we've got, 4 wingers, and that has to be shared between 2 wing role spots. So there's probably going to be some sort of rotation. So maybe a little bit of issue there, but otherwise, Neto should definitely at least be starting the first couple of games early on. A very premium defense. A lot of drafts are going 5 at the back. I think it's probably one of the most popular formations, the 5 defender formations this year. More than any other year, it seems, just because there's so many strong premium defenders. Trent, Cancelo, Reece James, just 3 of them. Gabriel at 5.0 gets himself a lot of goals for a centre-back. I think he had the most goals for a centre-back in FPL last season. Actually, what was his goals tally compared to the rest of the defenders? I believe it must have been one of the highest. Yeah, he had the most goals out of any defender, tied with Reece James. FPL. Salah, Diaz, Neto, typical midfield. Jesus Haaland, typical forward line. Very solid team once again. I do like it. The bench, Pereira and Colback. I do like it. Solid, well-rounded team. Can't say much wrong with that. I believe we would have probably reviewed this team. FPL Jack. Don't think we've gone through this team. Similar to one we've gone through before. Super duper premium defense. Wow, Reece James, Robertson, Cancelo, Chilwell. Alexander-Arnold. Very solid team. Neto, Salah, Saka, Haaland, Awani. I'm not going to try and pronounce that man's name. 5-3-2 formation. Also seems to be a very popular formation. 5-3-2 there, 5-3-2 there, 5-3-2 there. Definitely one a lot of managers are going for. Let's refresh again. 37 replies. We've gone through. Dom sent it twice. Thomas, I don't think we've reviewed this man's draft. If you make sure we've gone through. Patrick, we've gone through. Kaza, we've gone through. Dino, we've gone through. It looks like most of them we've got through. Ryan, we haven't done. Alright, so we'll do this one up here, and then we'll go back down to Ryan's after that. Alright, Thomas, I don't think I've gone through yours. Melier in goals. Third draft with Melier in goals. Lots of saves. Probably not too many clean sheets this year. But I can see the appeal in terms of his save bonus. Oh, okay, yeah, his animations team, right, yeah, fair play. Trent, Reece James, Perisic, Cancelo, very strong starting defense. I'm surprised actually by a lot of the drafts sent in don't have Perisic starting, despite him having a 41% ownership. A lot of the drafts don't feature him, but this one does here. I do like the defense. You've ticked off all the main defenses: Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs, Man City. I'd expect these 4 teams to have the most clean sheets in the Premier League this season. Salah, Diaz, Neto, and Martinelli. Like the midfield, it's fairly similar to ours. I think this was actually our starting draft midfield. I do like this midfield. I think Salah and Diaz are a nice combination for the Liverpool assets, and they've got excellent fixtures. Neto and Martinelli, great options at their price. Jesus, Haaland, very strong forward line. I actually think this might have been almost identical to our first draft, apart from we had Chilwell for Reece James and not Melier in goals. So I can't say I don't like this team. Tomiyasu's down on the bench with Andreas Pereira. Very strong bench. Got the sub Leeds keeper. He's actually gone triple Leeds in the end, actually. I like this team. It's probably an 8 to an 8.5 out of 10. It's a super well-rounded team. Super flexible. It's got various players at different price points. I like it. Solid team. Then we'll go down to this one. Ryan Flame. He's gone 5 defenders, Mendy in goals. Trent, Chilwell, Tomiyasu, Cancelo, and Darlow. He's got the Manchester United defence in there. Not a defence that I've seen massively targeted by a lot of managers. But I can see the temptation. I would assume Darlow is going to be starting for Manchester United. Let's just check the predicted starting lineup. I mean, I obviously would assume that he's preferred over Wan-Bissaka, and he is, yes, 71% chance of starting at right back. So nice option there if you fancy the Manchester United defence. Another 5-3-2 formation. Salah, Neto, Odegaard this time in midfield. Prefer him over the likes of Saka and Martinelli in Arsenal's midfield. Personally, I would prefer Martinelli, £500,000 cheaper. Offers a lot more attacking potential. Odegaard is playing a bit more central. We can see how he goes this season. He's on some set pieces. And it's a triple premium, actually, with Kane and Haaland there in the forward line. Very strong starting 11, which is what you want to see early on in the season. And the bench... So where's that going? There it is. Hasn't shown the bench. But this is a very, very good team. 2 starting 4.5 defenders. It's not bad. It's not bad. The only thing I'd do probably is downgrade Odegaard to Martinelli for at the 0.5. Otherwise, I like this triple premium team. Faye we've done. This man we've done. Pretty sure we've done that as well. Jack sent in 2. Is there even a difference, or did he just send in twice? I think he's just sent in twice. I don't think we've done this man. Alright, he said, my team, a good Chelsea pre-season might change things, and I'm booking in a Kane to Haaland transfer to game week 2. I think a lot of managers are booking in this transfer. Let me know in the chat if you've booked in this transfer. Starting with Kane, Southampton at home game week 1. Haaland's got West Ham away. West Ham had a fairly solid defence last season. Could be tricky. And then smack Haaland straight back into the team after that. He's gone Pickford in goals. First time I've seen Everton's defence targeted at all, actually, in any draft this season. So we'll have to see how they get on. Pickford should definitely make a lot of saves. I hope Everton's defence tightens up a little bit. Obviously, they've signed Tarkovsky in there. Trent, Trippier, Johnny, Cancelo, Robertson. I like Johnny at 4.5. He should be starting for Wolves. And probably a defence that has been slightly overlooked with all the premium options going about. I think Wolves, 11 clean sheets, I believe, last season. Maddison, Salah, Neto in midfield. First one with Maddison that I've seen. Not a bad option. Another one at 8.0, I believe. Yeah, 8.0. There's definitely a lot of midfielders at 8.0 that are popular. I mean, Madison's got okay fixtures as well. Brentford at home in game week 1 could make a good start. Exciting to watch. And Kane there in the forward line with Jesus. And as he said, he's going to switch to Haaland after that. I like the team. Very, very solid team. Another 5-3-2 formation. Glenn, we've gone over yours. I don't believe we've gone over this one. Or this one. Alright, this one's gone double Chelsea, Reece James and Chilwell. Both the fullbacks there. Raya in goals. Well, who's this sent in by Tiger? A bunch of numbers. Trent, Cancelo. Triple up of Liverpool. 5 starting midfielders. Saka and Martinelli there. Interesting to see. Double up of Chelsea in defence and double up of Arsenal in midfield. Triple up of Liverpool. Kane as the lone striker. Greenwood, Williams, Taylor. So obviously, one playing bench player, so I guess this would be his team most weeks, and you could probably rotate. Neto would be the one I'd rotate the most with Nico Williams. But as he said, I've touched on this before, it's important to have a very strong starting 11, and this man's got it. Good team. Benjamin Abarbiel. David Raya in goals once more. Trent, Cancelo, Reece James, Perisic. Fairly template back four, the 4 highest owned players. Salah, Diaz, Guimaraes, Neto, very template midfield and fairly template forward line. I can't remember whether we've gone through this team already or not. Fairly template squad, can't go too wrong. Here we go. I think this man's been asking for his team a fair bit, and now it's featured. You skip mine. Okay. Well, let's be honest. I don't believe what I'm seeing. Phil Jones and Harry Maguire in defence. My goodness me, there's not much getting past that defence. Bloody hell. How is Phil Jones still... He's not still in FPL. He's great value at 4.0. 0.4% ownership. I think the lads are sleeping on him, really. I mean, you know, the likes of Lindelof, Eric Bailly, Varane, they pick up injuries. Bang, Phil Jones is in that starting 11 like in a flash. He's an absolute gun player. Harry Maguire is one of the best defenders in the Premier League. Such a coordinated centre-back. And that, yeah, I mean, he's got the Manchester United defence covered. Trent's there as well. Ben White's there at 4.5. Dele Alli's in the midfield, racking in plenty of starting minutes, that's for sure. N'Golo Kante, he's a massive goals man. N'Golo Kante, that's for sure. Last season, got himself 2 goals. Superb. Previous season, 0 goals. That's irrelevant information. 5.0. Excellent value. Jackie Grealish is in there as well. Such a clinical finisher, Jackie Grealish. Actually, probably not the worst option considering the rest of your team. Maddison, 8.0. Alright. Fair play. Maddison's not a bad pick. Jamie Vardy slapped the captaincy armband on him. Maybe one that's being overlooked. Maybe. 9.5 is not bad. And Haaland, lock him in. I mean, it's a bit of a meme team. I've got to respect it. And yeah. Alisson, Chilwell, Pepe, Ronaldo on the bench. I think this would be my starting 11 as well. It's a great team. This is a 10 out of 10 team. This is the best team we've gone through so far. Here it is again. Erling Barat. Alright. David Raya in goals. Trent, Reece James, Laporte, Cash. Very solid defence. He's gone Laporte over Cancelo. Cash is a popular pick. Salah and Sterling. First triple premium and first time I've seen Sterling in a triple premium. It's going to be interesting to see how he goes. I think he's a bit of unknown right now. £10 million in the Chelsea, well, in midfield in FPL, but he's going to be playing as a winger for Chelsea. It's going to be entertaining to see how he slots into that forward line. Definitely a bit of an unknown right now, but he could make a fire start and a 10.0. He's got a low ownership. You could be reckoning the points. Neto Martinelli completes a very, very strong midfield there, and Kane and Jesus a very strong forward line. And the typical two, Andreas Pereira and Nico Williams, probably the best two players at their price. This man, we may not have actually gotten to this man's draft. Double up of the Chelsea, or triple up Chelsea defence. Mendy, Reece James, Chilwell. Trent Cancelo, Trippier, 5-3-2 formation once more. Salah, Neto, Diaz in midfield, very popular midfield. Jesus, Kane, yeah, so it seems to be a lot of 5-3-2 formations. And one playing bench player there, Andreas Pereira. Touch on that team. Callum, another 5-3-2 formation with triple premiums. He's got Trippier and Tomiyasu and Cash in the defence to free up some money. No man's here defender though, which could pose a slight issue. Obviously, that's a result of going triple premium, but the premiums are very strong. Salah, Son, Haaland. He's actually gone for Pedence in the Wolves midfield. Well, in the midfield for FPL. I actually think Podence is predicted to start. I think that'll probably be Wolves front three, Podence, Jimenez, Neto. Just depends on whether Adama comes back in and gets the starting minutes. I'll have to see. And then Andreas Pereira, Archer, Murphy on the bench. Very popular 5-3-2 formation. Derek, we've gone through. This one we've gone through. And this is this man's team for the third time. Fourth time. Alright, here we go. Mendy, Trent, Laporte, Reece James, Perisic. Very premium defence once more. Fairly popular. Neto, Mason Mount, Salah. I like Mason Mount in midfield. Could be a good differential. And he's gone for Martial on the forward line. I'm not sure his starting minutes. I think Ronaldo's most likely going to stay at Manchester United unless something drastic changes. There's not too many teams in world football that kind of can afford that weekly wage that he's demanding. But I mean, you can always change Martial to someone else. And I think once you do, it's a solid 4-3-3 team. Alan, we've gone over this one, I believe. This one we've gone over as well. I think that is most. I'll refresh once more. Double check there wasn't anything else. Otherwise, might go back for a final look at our team. And we might end the stream. Unless I see anything new here. I doubt there will be. This one we've gone over. I think we've gone over this one. I reckon that's pretty much everything we've gone over. Nearly everyone's team. So that being said, let's head back over to our team. This is what we've got. We've got a 4-4-2. It's fairly similar to most other teams. I like to have a couple of other differentials in our drafts, especially first draft, just to make it a bit interesting. Somewhat escape from the template. I mean, Mendy's there, Trent's there, Cancelo's there. They're the three typical ones. Chilwell, we've gone with him instead of Reece James. Mix it up a little bit. Fairly similar underlying stats. We've gone Doherty over Perisic. Mix it up a little bit. He's got a low ownership. A very, very solid season last year in the minutes that he did play. 1.8% ownership. Salah's there. Mahrez, he's our differential midfield. People have gone for Luis Diaz at 8.0 or Saka. Or Madison, Mahrez, 5.1% ownership. I think he's going to be a nice pick. Neto, Martinelli, fairly typical. And we've gone for Kane instead of Haaland. He's, I guess, the differential compared to Haaland. So, the main points of difference in this team, Chilwell, Doherty, Mahrez, Kane. Defense, Tomiyasu's there, Andreas Pereira's there. Thinking about maybe going Nico Williams in instead of Tomiyasu, free up the 0.5. But I'm not too sure where we'd spend the extra 0.5 on the team. I don't necessarily know if I want to go a 5.5 keeper. I'd probably keep Doherty over Perisic. Otherwise, I don't really know where else to spend the 0.5. Maybe Guimaraes instead of Neto, but I like Neto at 5.5. But otherwise, yeah, that's how the team's lining up at the minute. Also, just to note, we are going to be doing more streams like this closer to the deadline. So, if you guys do want your teams rated, then of course, engage with the upcoming streams and we'll go through and review them as well. Also, looking at the Twitter, we're only 4 followers away from 300 followers on Twitter. So, can we try and hit that on stream? That'd be sick. If you guys enjoyed the video, then give us a follow on Twitter as well, because we're trying to hit 300 by the end of the stream. Andrew, who takes penalties for Arsenal? I actually was looking at this before. Martinelli took Arsenal's most recent penalty and he scored it, but with Jesus coming into the team, his most recent penalty he scored as well for Man City. So I'd assume Gabriel Jesus, if not Martinelli. That'd be my 2. So I guess that increases Jesus' appeal a bit more as well, assuming that he's on pens. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. Refresh. Are you going to have another look at Twitter? I would just double check Twitter, see if any other ones got sent in. I think, yeah, we've nearly got all of them, unless a couple got sent in the last minute. Pretty... Unless I didn't do this. I think I did this one with Coutinho. I'll do this one. This one I sent it 8 minutes ago, maybe. Oh, okay, yeah, we missed this one. Triple Chelsea, Chilwell, Reece James, very strong defence. Mason Mount in midfield. This one sent in by LFC. Obviously, Liverpool fan. Triple Liverpool. Jesus, lone striker. He's got Salah and Son as his premiums. I like it. Good premiums. Majed. 5 defenders as well. Trent, Robo, Cancelo, Reece James. Salah, Mahrez, Neto, Kane, Jesus. Yep. Very solid team. Probably solid 8 out of 10. 5-3-2. Very popular formation right now, though. 5-3-2. KDB, SZN, triple premium, Salah, Haaland, Kane, no De Bruyne. Alright, fair play. Martinelli, Guimaraes in the midfield as well. He's gone for Kyle Walker. That's interesting because obviously City are trying to sign Mark Cucurella, but if Zinchenko leaves and they don't sign Cucurella, then that means Kyle Walker could be starting in their defence at 5.0, which is outrageous as a fullback. So definitely one to keep an eye on if they don't get a replacement for Zinchenko. Yeah, he's going to be awesome. Nicola, okay, cool. And then I think this would be the last one. Mendy in goals, 5 defenders, another 5-3-2, triple Man City, Laporte, Mahrez, Haaland. Double Liverpool in defence with Trent and Robbo. Chilwell is there as well. I like it. Salah on captaincy. Bench, what's it looking like? Colbert, Andreas Pereira, very solid. A fairly typical team. I like the differentials of Mahrez there, Robertson as well, and Chilwell. A solid team. I give it probably an 8 to an 8.5. Otherwise, I think that's the majority. Yeah, that's pretty much all for today's stream. Thanks so much for everyone that has tuned in. It's been awesome. As I said, we're going to be doing more streams like this in the future, so always look out for those. You can drop the team on Twitter. And yeah, also don't forget to leave a like and subscribe because there's going to be more preseason content coming into the build-up of the new season, which is on August 6th. It's like 13, 14, 20 or so days until the new Premier League season. 19 days until the new Premier League season. So yes, once again, thanks for everyone that's tuned in. And with that being said, I'll see you